Hey guys, welcome to another, excuse me, welcome to another commentary done by Diggity. Upper right corner we got Meyara starting as the orange Zerg, bottom left corner we got Keen starting as the white Zerg. So cross position this time. This is going to be on Metropolis, which as far as EVZ, there's just a lot of open territory to work with. You got this big pile. There's not like a lot of, lanes, just this way to get straight to the natural expansion. I guess clearing the mineral field might be an aspect where you need more Zerglings to defend if that gets opened up, but we're tied at 1 apiece. Kind of an odd game. So we've had an odd series. That's what I want to call it. Game 1, Meyara going for an interesting in-base 12th hatchery, which I think is very, very interesting and was fun to watch, honestly. And I feel like there's a lot of play for that. Actually, I need to talk to a ZVZ expert to ask about the strengths and weaknesses and why more players don't opt for that. Again, I know that in 2v2 it can be a popular build, especially to catch players off guard. Last match, Meyara heavily droning off the 11 hatch, dropping a sunken colony at his natural, but then what surprises me is he droned heavily at the natural and just showed it straight up to Keen with the Overlord overhead. And Keen just kind of did the shrug like, okay, if you're going to do that, I'm just going to pile drive you, I guess. By the way, this time we're seeing a 9 pool out of Meyara. So, but opposite side, same build order. So this could come down to Zergling versus Zergling micro. And I think Meyara is up a drone, Keen dropping it a little bit earlier. Wonder what the difference was there. Wasn't in the bay. I guess the Overlord timing might have been a little bit earlier here for Keen. So Keen gonna have the 6 Zerglings to run across. Overlord's coming a little bit later here from Meyara. He's also going to have the Zerglings, although slightly later. All that's going to mean is we'll have to see what happens here, because there's a lot of possibility. There's a lot of possibility here. The first possibility, so keep in mind both players have no information. By the way, Keen upgrading Zergling speed, which I would say definitely bolsters his odds here. But first, he has to find his opponent's base. Second, either player might need to end up microing behind enemy lines. Right this second, it looks like the Zerglings are going to run headlong into one another. And we got a 5 versus 6 scenario mid-map. So Keen should just keep running, unless he can somehow back into a corner and force Meyara to make a stake. He's also taking an extra shot on these Zerglings. It looks like he's folding back towards home base, wants to get a closer reinforcement point. Both players should recognize each other's starting location. Keen can now wait for Zergling's speed to finish. He is teching the lair about, how's the lair time? It looks like the lair is going to finish much more rapidly for Meyara. Meyara also getting a defensive sunken colony. Interior, this is looking bad for Keen in the overall build order at this stage. Keen's up a drone. The lair will be significantly later, which means you're going to have several mutalisks up in the air. That is presuming that Meyara gets his spire up in a decent timing here. A little bit quiet on that spire timing. Delayed rather than quiet. That was what I was, the word. Is it noisy when a spire drops? Is it a big squishy sound as opposed to other buildings? I wonder what sound it does make when Zerg buildings start going in. Keen also dropping a spire a little bit later, but that's going to give some extra space for the mutalisks to be out on the field. Now, as things are resetting, Keen with a little bit of a supply lead, but it looks like he's going to be down a drone. Meyara, when he's able to create drones, he really likes pushing drones into that build order. Both players completely in the dark right this second, by the way. Zergling speed was not, I don't think it was canceled here from Keen. So I'm wondering if he's going to go for a dash at some point here to make sure that Zergling speed does not go to waste. Spire about halfway finished. Out in the corner. Meyara, so theoretically up because he's up a drone, but this could, again, I'm not going to call it because this could flip on its head. The big advantage of being down Zerglings at cross position is, one, you have a lot of time to build, but also Metropolis with the mineral field in the way, you can see where Zerglings can get cluttered and have trouble. Keen going for a natural expansion in the space of this, which theoretically, if he can hold it over the long term, he'll end up with more gas, But right now, Meyara up 2 workers, and he's getting those Mutalisks up into the air. 3 Mutalisk building opposite corner. Single Zergling charging its way up is going to notice the lack of natural. Meyara might want to dedicate a Zergling or 2 just to hide the fact that Mutalisks are out on the field. So because now Keen has... Did Keen spot it? I think, yeah, he's got vision. Spotted the Mutalisks. So he knows the Muta timing and the Spire timing here on the opposite. Knows that he's behind a little bit. But that should give him an idea that he's at least up in the natural expansion a lot more rapidly. Now, it's up to Meyara to get a little bit of information. Overlord's drawing back in both directions. Back to home base. Meyara with the superior Mutalisk army. Still up only a drone. Some Zerglings fanning out. This is where this could go sideways for Meyara. The Zergling's just going to patrol back and forth. Keen actually still holding the Zerglings in the main. Feel like he should be utilizing these Zerglings at this stage, especially because he knows he got an idea of the Zergling count. He knows he's got a few to expend out in the field. Never mind, he's got this single Zergling that's tiptoeing around. Supply count's very, very close, but I do believe when the Zergling spots that hatchery's up, that's going to cause Meyara to move out, recognizing that hatchery was plopped down earlier. I think with that, Keen should automatically have the instinct to move out. The hatchery's been spotted. He should expect some movement. Instead, holding up right this second. It's going to be an even army on engagement, but a closer reinforcement point for Keen. We do have 2 Scourge behind this. Yeah, and the Zergling should just go now. 1 Mutalisk lazy and not in the fight. The Scourge gonna land. That might give Meyara this fight. We'll see. This is still closer reinforcement point. Looks like it's better concentrated attack from Meyara as well. And yeah, just on that is unfortunate, because honestly, so 4 Mutalisks, 2 of them heavily damaged, going to end up staying, and we get some drones that are going to get wiped out. Meyara backing off momentarily, and the Zerglings are still holding fast for Keen. Missing some opportunities. So now 5 Mutalisks are up for Meyara. Just Scourge in the air for Keen. Zergling running its way back, and now Meyara... Keen's somehow up a drone in the space of this, which is shocking to me, but he's way, way, way down on supply. Now the Zergling's making the move out. That should force the Mutalisks back, although Meyara missed it. An Overlord gonna get taken out over that corner edge. That's gonna draw the Scourge out, and a lot of those Scourge landing. Still not enough to give Keen the economic bolster he was looking for. Worker count even, some Zerglings moving up on the map now. They might be able to get behind. This is turning into a crazy one all of a sudden. First of all, Keen Zerglings move a lot more rapidly. Mutalisks, everything else now in the natural. I think Meyara wins this just because he's got a stronger air fleet. And Keen Zerglings not moving forward as rapidly as they should. It looks like they're going to dive into the main. The one advantage for Keen is if he keeps building Scourge, which it looks like he built Mutalisk rather than Scourge, he could have kept the Mutalisk running. Sunken Colony is going to get taken out, but I still think this is Meyara's game to lose right now. Keen down to 3 drones out in the main. And it looks like 1 Mutalisk in the air is going to be able to clean the rest of this up with some additional distract, and that is going to be GG. Some missed opportunity, unfortunately, for Keen overall. Mutalisk's going to get focused down. He is now droneless, by the way. He's just got Zerglings, and that will not cut it. In fact, yeah, still 9 drones here. Zergling's trying to defend the Spire on top of everything else, but yeah, there's GG. Keen had opportunities here, but Meyara is going to end up being victorious. Move on with the win, moving into round 4. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for listening.